So the Los Angeles Rams play the Pittsburgh Steelers this week, and it's going to be a barn burner. Let's get into why that is in this video. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so here we are with the Rams versus Steelers. This is going to be on PFF. I like to go on PFF because they have a lot of statistics to go over and such. And the first thing I want to go over is the Rams and the Steelers are both playing better than people thought they would at this point in the season. You know, the Rams have a top 3 offense according to PFF, and I want to say PFF is not God. Just because there's a grade on there doesn't mean that that means that the Rams are actually the 3rd best team on offense. I think they are a top team on offense, but maybe 3 might be a little bit too much. But that's neither here nor there. The Rams are going to be 3-point favorites in this game. Their money line is going to be a minus 164, and the over-under is currently sitting at about 44. That means that they think this game is going to be about a 24 to 21 point game, and PFF actually slightly favors the over, so we can expect to have a pretty solid back and forth scoring game here. One thing I want to note, the Rams against the spread 4-1-1. I believe that is the best in the league. That means the Rams are being pretty much undervalued because they continually beat the spread that Vegas puts out. The Steelers, though, not too shabby themselves, also 3-2 against the spread, and they are 3-2 in general. So PFF has been pretty on target with picking whether the Steelers or the Rams are going to win. But in terms of the spread, the Rams have been beating out Vegas, and the Steelers are slightly beating out Vegas. Now, in terms of strength of schedule, they have the Rams at number 10, but that was severely, cut by the Cardinals. The Cardinals are one of the worst teams in the league. Before that, the Rams had one of the hardest schedules in the league, playing teams such as the Bengals, such as the Eagles, such as the 49ers and Seahawks. The fact that the Rams are 3-3 right now is very solid. We should honestly be 4-2. We should have picked up at least one of those games against the Bengals or the Eagles. But either way, we didn't. We are 3-3, but this is going to be a pivotal game for both the Steelers and the Rams, who are both in the playoff race. So in terms of offense, the Steelers are ranked 19th, the Rams are 3, and this is by PFF metrics. The Rams defense is 25th, the Steelers defense is 15th, and the Rams are overall ranked 17th, the Steelers 21st. So that's kind of where we're at. In terms of the spread, they have the spread at -3, like I said, over under 44, money line pretty much staying put for the moment. Now in terms of the green line, the Steelers have a lot of injuries. TJ Watt's questionable. He'll most likely play. They have Deontay Johnson on IR, McFarland on IR, Cameron Hayward on IR. So there's a lot of injuries here for the Steelers. The Rams, Ronnie Rivers, as well as Kyron Williams, not going to be playing this week, which kind of sucks. Joseph Noteboom, also questionable, but at this point we like Kevin Dotson a lot more. And yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. Best bets, they have the over as a best bet. Vegas thinks that this is going to be a more high-scoring game, most likely because PFF has their the Steelers and the Rams as kind of worst teams on defense. So they most likely think that the offense is going to be running this game, which I also believe will be the case. But anyways, let's get into the lineups. I like to break down kind of where we're at in terms of, our line versus their line, our offensive weapons against their secondary, and their also their front seven. So let's just do that real quick. We'll start out with the Steelers. I actually like a lot of the Steelers players. I like Minkah Fitzpatrick. He played very well last year, kind of taking a backseat this year, but still a very solid player. Keanu O'Neal, he's been in the league a long time. He started out pretty good, but in recent years hasn't been performing as good. Same for this year. Patrick Peterson, he's a vet, but he is slowing down at this point. So Cooper Kupp and Puka are definitely going to be able to pick on him a bit. And Levi Wallace been on a downward trend. So their secondary, not very scary to me. The thing is, though, the Steelers are able to get a lot of pressure with Alex Highsmith as well as TJ Watt, and TJ Watt is most likely going to be playing. Even though he's questionable, he's probably going to be playing. Armand Watts playing a lot better this year, and their linebacking core pretty average, and they are serviceable. So their front seven, very solid. They are most most good at edge with Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt. As long as TJ Watt is healthy enough, this is going to be a team that can get pressure on Matthew Stafford. Here's the thing though, Matthew Stafford does play well under pressure. And the Rams have actually been playing fairly solid with the offensive line recently, especially since getting Kevin Dotson. Kevin Dotson, I said at the beginning of the year that Kevin Dotson needs to start. Now, he has only been playing for a couple games now, but he is ranked #1 in terms of PFF, which is very solid. And Rob Havenstein had a great week last week. He got a game ball, and he's just an overall perennial, very good tackle. Steve Avila has been playing good. He's about a middle tier lineman at the moment, but he plays above this at certain points, and then, he makes some rookie mistakes here and there. He's going to continually get better and better. So our line, very solid. Alaric Jackson plays better than, this might suggest, but Rob Havenstein definitely going to be able to at least try to, contain TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith, and hopefully Alaric Jackson plays well as well. But Kevin Dotson, very good in pass pro, so we like what we're seeing there. Now, Evans has barely played, so he barely even has a PFF grade. But Matthew Stafford playing like a top quarterback. He is ranked #6 right now. Cooper Kupp been playing absolutely amazing. Puka and nacua, both top 15 receivers in terms of PFF, top 10 in terms of statistically, and in the past couple weeks. And Tutu Atwell been playing very good as well. So I would give the edge to the Rams just because I think our passing game is going to be able to pick apart the secondary. It's just going to come down to whether Kevin Dotson, Rob Havenstein, and Alaric Jackson, Steve Avila can kind of contain that edge rushing unit and how they're going to go about that. But Tyler Higbee, also very solid tight end. Not scared of their secondary. I'm a bit scared of how much pressure they're going to be able to get. So we'll just have to see how that does go. But I give the edge to the Rams there. Now, defensively, I like our secondary a lot more than PFF likes them. Darion Kendrick did get into a little bit of a snafu with law enforcement. I'm not going to say what he did because I don't want to get demonetized on this video, but you can go look it up. I think he should be good to play, and he's been playing very solid. He's had some very hiccups as a new player would. He's only 23, just turned 23. Hopefully he doesn't make any more mistakes off the field, but he's been playing very good. And Ahkello Witherspoon, very, very good player. Actually came from Colorado Buffaloes. Shout out Deion Sanders. He's been playing very good. And our safeties, we have given up a lot of big plays, and that's where kind of these lower grades come from. But overall, they're able to get stops and get people off the field, which is good to see. Ernest Jones, one of the, I believe he's number 7 in terms of tackles for loss, and he's number 5 in terms of tackles. He's been all over the place. His run defense has been amazing. And Christian Roseboom actually got a pick last week, which was kind of the cherry on top. So he's been playing okay and better as the season's gone on. And our line playing, pretty well for where we thought it would be at the beginning of the season. Michael Hoyt, we need to get a new edge rusher in here. If we can get an elite edge rusher in there like Daniel Hunter, the Rams could be a Super Bowl team. This is just like when we added Von Miller and then added Odell Beckham Jr. in that Super Bowl season. If we can get an edge rusher, it might be wraps for the league. Aaron Donald, number 2 defensive lineman. Obviously, it's what we expect. Kobe Turner, been playing very good as a rookie. And so is Byron Young. He's been getting a ton of pressure. Pretty much Michael Hoyt's the only player we got to kind of worry about there. But I like our front 7, and our secondary is better than people think. And we're going to be able to dominate this Steelers offensive line. Kenny Pickett, he is the 28th, ranked quarterback. He should be higher. It's just he doesn't have a very good offensive line. For some reason, they gave up Kevin Dotson to us for basically nothing, which doesn't make any sense to me because Kenny Pickett needs pass protection. But, Najee Harris should be playing. Jalen Warren, he's been okay. Deontay Johnson's on IR, I believe, and unless he is playing, and I don't know. George Pickens, very good, bright spot. Pickett to Pickens has been very good. I believe in their last game, he was the one who iced the game. The thing is, they just don't have pass protection, and we have Aaron Donald and Byron Young, who has been playing absolutely amazing, and even Ernest Jones can get pressure in the backfield as well. So I just don't see, you know, them being able to contain our front seven. And George Pickens could get some for himself, but I just don't see them having enough firepower to do anything really to the Rams. So in terms of my predictions, I'm going to have to give this game to the Rams at 28 to 21. You know, I think the Rams win by about 7, and I really don't think it's going to be close at the end. I think it's going to be, you know, maybe 14 to 28, something, you know, around there. Maybe it'll be 24 to like 17, and they get a field goal, and then we only win by 4. I think the Rams cover, and I really don't think that this game is really ever in doubt for the Rams. I just don't see it happening. But you know, anything can happen on any given Sunday, so we will see. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.